What's up? What's up? It's What's Up Wednesday. Good morning, noon, or night. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Zach, and I am super happy to have you here right now. What's Up Wednesday? It's been a second, but there's been some awesome stuff going on in my life and some awesome things that I've been doing. I want to talk today in this What's Up Wednesday about my Yellowstone trip and doing things that's not always just work and having a little bit more fun in your life. So I feel like I only go out and do media and content for just my social media and making content and doing all these things, right? And, oops, sorry, I have a tracker on here, so I'm just got to turn that off real quick. Okay. But I do all this stuff for social media and to try to get some views and blah, 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 but I haven't enjoyed making content for a minute, and I'm trying to find my love in being a creator again. And I think some of this love is going to come back from creating content, but stuff that I enjoy and not just stuff that's like I feel like I'm forced to do. And so I'm trying to build this all back up again, get some momentum, and just feel awesome about creating again. So anyway, I'm starting another series called Chasing Better. I just made my first episode. It's either posted or it's going to be posted here very soon. So make sure you guys check that episode out, and we're going to do some fun, just cinematic stuff, talk about some adventures, some content that I haven't edited, and show things that I've never posted or done before. So we're just going to be creative again, and I just want to be my creative self that loves to make content, loves to get out of my comfort zone, and just loves to create. I think being a creator is so awesome, and I'm so grateful to be able to do that. I've had a lot of videos from A to B. But anyway, let's talk about the Yellowstone trip. I normally just make content for social media, and I just haven't really been enjoying creating or even using my camera, and I haven't been out getting used to switching the settings and all that stuff, and I've been kind of rusty on my last few shoots with my clients. So I've been doing some stuff to try to build up my skills again, to make me feel rock and roll on what I'm doing. And so I took my camera to Yellowstone, and I had the opportunity to get a lot of different footage and to see a lot of different things. I had a chance to get up really close to a buffalo, and normally I would not get this close to wildlife. I feel like there's dumb people that do all these things that get themselves put into bad places. But when we were hiking through this area, we came along a grizzly bear, and this grizzly bear had, sorry, my tracker just turned back on again. But we were going up this trail, and I had looked off the trail, and me and my partner had seen a grizzly bear up on this mountaintop. And so I was like, okay, we were up and over the mountain curve where he was just laying there, but we weren't super far away from him. Now I'm not really good with saying like measurements or distances, but maybe like 100 yards away. It was like he was up on this hill and we were down on this pathway, and it wasn't very much space between us. He was just laying down for a nap, and he was watching us though. Here's a little clip of it. So anyway, we walked up the trail, and there was a buffalo just right off this boardwalk here, and my partner was right there with me, and so I was like, it's either go back through where this grizzly bear is, or we just be super calm. We watch the buffalo's body language, and we walk past the buffalo here. So we went and walked past the buffalo. We were very slow. We were very quiet, very calm. He's just eating. He's just kind of enjoying, what all he's doing, while we're just kind of minding our own business, which I think was probably the better route to go. So we got around him, but I got this close video. I had my camera on as I just slinked around him. Like I said, super slow here, and wasn't trying to disturb the nature, wasn't trying to get gored by him, because there's people that do dumb stuff with buffaloes. And yes, was this dumb? Yes. But would I have rather gone past the buffalo or the grizzly bear again? I'll take the buffalo all day. Especially because, you just watch their body language. He was super calm. He's just eating, and he wouldn't be in a relaxed state eating if he was feeling like something was going on. So So there was that. I also had the chance to record a bunch of the geysers going off and a bunch of the hot pools and thermal pools, which was super freaking cool. There's also this place called Mesa Falls that's in Idaho right before you get up to Yellowstone. And I had a chance to fly my drone up and to film Mesa Falls, which was super amazing to be able to do. So I was just really enthralled. I also got some little Sony videos, some stuff with me and my girlie out here. It was super beautiful up at Mesa Falls. If you guys are ever up through Idaho, make sure to check it out. So then in Yellowstone, we had the opportunity of seeing 3 grizzly bears. We saw them 2 days in a row. They were just out enjoying their time. And it's a mom and her cubs, the ranger was telling us, and the mom is sick of the cubs and trying to get rid of them. But they're all just out. They're grubbing out. You know, they're busting down on some food. Which was super cool to see those guys, and they're very big animals, so we just tried to keep our distance. Obviously, someone had recently been mauled by one at Yellowstone, actually, and there were some closed off places, so we were trying to be as careful as we could. But getting back, we saw some elk. We saw a bunch of elk. We never saw any moose, unfortunately. We saw some, I think, little horned sheep. I'm not sure what these guys were, but they were really cool little animals there. We had the opportunity of seeing some cinnamon bears, cinnamon black bears, sorry, not the candy, but the actual black bear, which I was super happy to see those guys. I haven't seen a lot of bears in my lifetime, so to be able to see those in person and see them out and about and eating, super awesome. I loved a lot of the landscape out there as well. Just got some cool little videos and pictures of the beauty of Yellowstone and a lot of the things that you see out there. I just am such a big nature guy. I love camping. I love being outdoors. So Yellowstone was just an amazing place for me to be and to see a lot of this stuff in its own natural habitat. None of these dumb zoos or anything like that, but just a place for them where they actually live and we're in their home. Another crazy thing was we saw a lot of these big fat ravens, and people would just feed them a lot of food and they would just beg you. They weren't afraid either. They would get up on cars. They would be scratching the crap out of the cars with their big claws as well. But they were silly guys, and we actually would stop off and make food too. We'd sit there and make paninis, and one of these times the fat ravens were just sitting around there begging us, so I threw a piece of meat out because I figure they get enough carbs. They could probably use a little more protein. So I threw a piece of meat out away from us so they'd leave us alone, which backfired, and they were all over the place. Freaking crazy little birds. But then we had the opportunity to stop off at the last day and make some paninis. I took my little Goal Zero box. Love Goal Zero. Their equipment is amazing. But I took my little Goal Zero box and cooked up some sandwiches while we were right next to the buffalo, which again, just a super great experience, and to be out there in the wild like that. Love my little Subaru as well and the places that it's taken me. We saw a lot of, I keep saying buffalo, and I'm not going to go back and change my whole video up, but they're bison, and they're bison. They're not buffalo. And I found that out there. I guess I've just been wrong my whole life and learned wrong. Everyone is called the buffalo here in Utah, Antelope Island, buffalo, and they're bison. And I keep messing that up. So they're bison. But I saw a lot of bison out there in Yellowstone as well. I see a lot of them here in Utah on Antelope Island. So they weren't like crazy, like different to me. I feel like they're about the same size as well. I could be wrong. The ones out there were maybe a bit bigger. But I caught a guy in action. Oh, whoa, whoa. Yeah, at first he was sleeping, and then I accidentally woke him up, and he was getting down to business, which was crazy. But the landscapes out there were beautiful. We saw some amazing waterfalls, got some great pictures of the waterfalls, and I really enjoyed it. Yellowstone is a super beautiful place. If you haven't had the chance to go out and to experience it for yourself, I definitely recommend getting out, going to Yellowstone and seeing some of the nature they have out there, because man, do they have some true beauty. Guys, that was my What's Up Wednesday. I just love exploring. I love nature and I love being outdoors. And so Yellowstone was quite the experience. Super fun to take the Subaru, some of my camping gear up there, and to go experience nature firsthand. So if you guys haven't had a chance to get out and do something, maybe do Yellowstone this year. It's always a great time to get out and see the world and see the amazing things that this world has to offer. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next What's Up Wednesday. Have a great rest of your day. Do something for you this week.